Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our first Power Half Hour in September, September 1st. And I'm so excited because how fun is this to be able to work together? And I feel so privileged to be able to kick us off. I'm Erin Bush. I know my thing probably says Melissa Eichenhorst. She's on here too. But we're using her Zoom. Thank you so much, Melissa. It just makes everything so much easier. And if you have not yet gotten this month's book, first of all, you don't have to read the book to show up to the Power Hours. I want you to know that. You can come one way or the other, but I personally would love to see you read this book. I want to build your belief in this book a little bit. If you're not a reader, then get audio, whatever you need to do to get the information in this book into your head, into your life. And I want to just explain to you a little bit about what this book has done for me over the past 6 years, and honestly, what it's done for my family. So, first of all, my very first book was How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. It was really a great book. I think somebody had given it to me when I went silver. But one of the things I have really struggled with my entire life is beating myself up over any little negative isolated incident that happened. If I felt like it was my fault, or even, do you hear what I said there? If I felt like it was my fault, I would just beat myself up about it. I would make New Year's resolutions and I would never keep them, not a single one. And I would beat myself up for the rest of the year. And then I'd be like, gung ho, let's do New Year's resolutions again. And I would do it again and do it again. So when I wanted to help others feel better, I knew that I needed to pour into myself in order to pour into others. So one of the first books that was recommended, and I don't remember, probably on a Jewel team page, maybe even on Melissa's, she suggested Failing Forward. And I was like, oh man, just the title itself, the failing part, I'm going to grab onto that. And I started to read it. And you guys, it changed my perspective of how I had defined failure, how I had labeled any incident at all as a failure in my life, and my perspective in response to that. And I am 100% positive that I would not be Diamond today if I had not read and applied this book. And I had to read it more than once. I took my time. I wrote notes inside the book. This is my original book. That, you know where I found it? Because we just moved a year ago, which feels like last month, because there's still boxes everywhere. You can probably see them behind me even. You know where this book was? In my 16-year-old daughter's library, in her room. And you know why? Because what I learned in this book, I taught to my kids, not even like purposefully, but just was talking to them about what failure means and what we attach to failure, and how we view mistakes versus success. And my girls took that and they absorbed it. And their perspective on failure, they are correcting me all the time. I've got 40 some odd years of really bad thoughts about failure that I've got to redo. And they've only got a handful of years. So they are light years ahead of me. So whatever you are reading, make sure if you're a teacher, you are pouring that into your students. If you are a mom or a grandma, you are pouring that into your kiddos and grandkids, because what you learn leaves behind a legacy for them. And then what does that do when they have kids? It leaves behind more mentally strong, emotionally strong kids in our families. So I'm really big on learning from books and then passing that on to our kids. My girls correct me all the time. Okay, so let's start on a couple of things, since this is our first Power Hour of September. How are you feeling about August? Did you hit your goals? Okay, good. I'm seeing lots of happy, but are you discouraged? Do you feel disappointed? Let's think about those thoughts. Let's capture those and let's really think about, are those truly feelings that are indicative of the progress of your business or not? Because my guess is they are not. They are not indicative of where your business really is. And now I'm going to share something very personal with you that I want you, well, actually, let me do a couple of things first. I want you, hopefully you've read the first couple chapters of Failing Forward. If you haven't, let me share with you my few favorite things from these first chapters. And then I want you to start thinking about how you're feeling about August and weigh them against what I've said. So first of all, I want you to know, I took a quote from the book. Everything I have learned about being a diamond, I learned from making mistakes. I learned from making mistakes. And then sometimes I made the same ones over and over. And guess what? Sometimes I still make those same ones. And it's a matter of redoing and trying again and picking myself up and not allowing the feelings to dictate my behavior. Failure is not a label. Like, do not label things failure or not. And failure is not final. That is one thing I have learned over and over. Do you know how many people I've had leave the business and then come back, or leave the products in their health journey and then come back? Like, so the longer you're here, the more you realize that people do that. People do that. Okay, I want you this month in September, I want you to grab hold of a word. And I'm going to actually do a training on this word. I want you to be resilient. I want you to be someone that bounces back after mistakes or disappointments or what you are labeling as failings in reaching your goals. I want you to be someone who bounces back. In fact, I want you to look at your life and think, okay, where are things in my life that I just get up and I do it again, even though I may have failed the night before? Are you really good at nutrition and lifestyle eating in a positive way for your body? And then if you mess up, you have no problem getting back up the next day and just eating right again. Is that you? Then you are resilient. So you take that resiliency and now you move that into your business. Okay. So I want you to think about, where are you resilient? I love this quote in the book. Great minds have purposes, others have wishes. Little minds are subdued by misfortunes, but great minds rise above them. Determine in September to be a great mind. Okay? If you are going to be a diamond, if you want to be a jewel, if you want to be an emerald, do you know what that means? You're here for the long run. Like, you're going to be here a long time. If that is what you want, and I don't mean necessarily it'll take you a long time to get there. I just mean, like, this is it then. This is where you're going to be. Because as you grow towards that, and then once you are there, you're not just there and like, oh, okay, well, I made it. Let's cancel my sponsor. Let's not be a sponsor anymore. Or not be an ambassador anymore, right? You're not going to do that. You are here for the long haul. So if you're here for the long haul, you've got to develop an ability to be resilient. Okay, so it's not a matter of if you are going to mess up in this long haul. It's a matter of how you are going to deal with your mess up. And how are you going to respond to it? Heather Cooper said something to me the other day. Feelings are indicators, not dictators. You're the dictator. You are in control of what you're feeling at that moment and whether or not you can change it. Now I'm going to tell you this something really personal. I feel like in many ways I have become very business resilient. Like I can take a negative, somebody saying something that or leaving or whatever, and I can be upset, but I know that feeling is fleeting. And all it is something that I have to move through in order to keep progressing. But I'm not super resilient when it comes to my health. I have a lot of negative thoughts about my health, a lot of fear, a lot of failings, all these things that I have labeled in my head. So one of the things that I've been doing is thinking, okay, how can I take my business resiliency and how can I move that into lifestyle? How can I move that into my health? How can I be healthier and bounce back from what feels like 10 steps backwards in my health or mess ups or anything? So I started logging everything I'm doing every day, whether good or bad, for my health. And then at the very end of the day, I asked myself this question: what could I have done better? And you know what? Instead of making me feel bad, do you know what that question has done? It has actually made me feel more powerful, because then I write down what I could do better, and guess what happens the next day? I'm more likely to do better. So what I want you to do is look at the month of August and you write down what all did you do, right and wrong. And then you say, what could I have done better? So that in September, you can do better. All right, so this is just our intro to the entire month. And now I'm going to spend just a couple minutes talking about something we're going to do every day on these power hours, and that's called visualization. Now, I am not one who really thinks like the universe is going to drop things on top of you just because you visualize it or just because you imagine it, because if that was the case, then I would be part dog, part cat, because when I was 5, I 100% believed that I had the tail of a cat and the head of a dog, and I was named Doggy Catia. Like, I don't believe in that. However, I really believe that visualization can help you be confident and creative in your business. It actually can move you towards action and towards momentum. And I'm going to explain to you what I did when I was moving forward in my business. From the time I had the vision of what this could be, when I was watching Stephanie Murray, she quit her job. When I watched Sarah quit her job. When I watched people, sorry, my dogs are growling in the background. When I watched people advance, and I thought, okay, I can do this too. What did I start doing? I started visualizing. So let me explain what that means. Number one, I would goal map. Every month I would sit down and I would goal map. And if I came really close to a rank, I would, like, if I knew in August I was going to reach gold, then what I would actually do is I would plan to get halfway to senior gold. So what could I do to go past that? And then if I didn't hit it, then I would revamp. And in September, I would sit down and go, okay, I know gold is in the bag and now I'm this much closer. So how much further towards senior gold can I get? So I want you to goal map. That's the first thing you're going to do. The second thing you're going to do is sit down just for a few minutes, and you can just close your eyes and imagine logging into your back office and seeing, let's say Emerald is your goal, 1,500 points. 1,500 points. Opening it up, Aaron Bush, Emerald Ambassador. Practice even speaking out loud, imagining to, hold on a second. Imagine introducing yourself as Aaron Bush, Emerald Ambassador. Amber did this even when she was going diamond. The month she was going diamond, she would get onto any training call. She goes, and at the beginning of the month, I remember she said, Amber Hargett, almost diamond ambassador. And then towards the end of the month, and she still hadn't hit it yet, towards the end of the month, you know what she did? She started logging on and saying, Amber Hargett, diamond ambassador. I'm a diamond ambassador. I'm a diamond ambassador. I loved that. I thought it was brilliant. That's a visualization. I want you to visualize walking across the stage at convention. I want you to visualize going to Leaders Retreat and having your little name tag printed out, and it has your name and whatever that rank is you want to be by Leaders Retreat. All right, that is visualization. So really spending a little bit of time every single day thinking about where do you want to be, and then imagining yourself there. imagining a speaker, Alec, standing up and saying, if you're a Ruby ambassador, stand up. And man, you like physically, you imagine him saying that, and then you physically stand up out of your chair. You guys, I had visualized that so much, and some of you know this story. I went to a leaders retreat. I was sitting next to Stephanie Murray. She was an emerald. I was not. I think I was Ruby. And Rita Davenport, I think it was, said, if you're an Emerald ambassador, stand up. And I put my hands to the side of my chair and my butt cheeks clenched. I was literally going to stand up. And then I flushed all red and like nervously laughed. Stephanie's proudly standing there right next to me. And I almost had stood. That's how strongly I believed I would be Emerald. And I was in February. I was that year. So I want you, this is very powerful, and this doesn't have anything to do with, like I said, I don't think it has anything to do with like the universe showering things on you. I don't personally believe that, but it made me confident that I could do it. It put me into action that I would do it. And then it gave me the creative ability to come up with different ways to make it happen quicker. So that is what visualization can do for you. It can also capture those feelings of failing and turn them into a positive, because you learn from that, right? You learn from that. I also want you to understand too, I mean, I had somebody just recently who I've known for 30 years who finally signed up, finally got started, and without me, and I'm following up, I am doing all the right things. And I look in the back office the other day, she's gone. She's not there. She is not there. Like literally, she went in and canceled the whole thing and did not tell me. I felt used. I felt defeated. I felt disappointed. And then I thought, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? I literally went back and thought, okay. And I haven't confronted her about it yet, but I'm going to. And I went back and you guys, I didn't do anything wrong. I did everything right. Everything. And I realized it's not me. It's her. Whatever place she is in her head, whoever got in there and talked to her, whatever, it is her. It's not me. And I'm going to love her where she's at. And I'm going to bet in 12 months she's back. I would bet she's back. But do you see my point that like I could have let that like literally beat me up in the past? I would have beat myself up. I did something wrong, all about me. And maybe there are times maybe I could have done something more. I don't know. I mean, maybe I didn't say the exact perfect words to her, but I don't believe that's the case at all. I 100% believe that it is her. Now, you can look at your losses, attrition or things like that and say, okay, what can I do better? Am I telling people about perks? Am I following up? Am I giving good customer care? Am I wowing them? I mean, obviously you can grow from these things, but grow from them. Don't sit in them. Okay, we're going to take the last 12 minutes and I want you to work on goal mapping right now. So what you are going to do, you're going to set yourself up for an amazing September right now, okay? I want you to look at August 1st, and I want you to write down everything you did, and then I want you to say to yourself, what could I have done better? And maybe there's nothing, and that's okay if there's nothing. But first, you're going to evaluate August, okay? Then you're going to sit down and you're going to take your points from August and you're going to think about your goal for September. And you're going to figure out what do you need in terms of growth to grow in September. And then you're going to look into your back office and you're going to identify who can you help, can you encourage, can you plug things into to get to silver this month, to get the bonus, because we're doing the bonuses again this month. You're going to identify people. Don't judge. Make sure everybody knows about their referral link. Make sure everybody knows how to do perks. And if you are not familiar with the back office, then right now, here's your opportunity. Log into the back office and start poking around. You look under my business and you look at who was nearing rank up. Maybe you had somebody who went from ambassador to senior ambassador because they added 2. Poke around and see what perks looks like. Who is in the fast start track? These are all things I want you to do right now to get yourself set up for a good September. And here's one more thing, one more tip for September. Get into your downline and your customer report every single day. Every day. Do you know what that does? That makes you a business owner. That makes you an entrepreneur. When you are familiar with the resources that you have, and you can immediately know where to look for these people and these things and see what they're ordering, what they're not ordering, who's turned off their subscription, who hasn't, you are a business owner. And look, we are in the business of empowering business owners right now. That's what we're doing. You are empowered to be you are a business owner. So act like one. You are the CEO. So act like one. That means you need to know your people, and you need to know your back office, and you need to know all of the things that Plexus has to offer you this month. Now, you can earn while you learn. I don't know everything yet. There's been many times I've gotten on my little diamond pages and said, can somebody tell me what this and this and this is? Like, that happens all the time. But I'm earning while I'm learning still. Isn't that fascinating? Still. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet, and we're going to get in and we're going to dig in right now. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat here, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, that's my alarm. That means it's 11:30. Okay, I want you to think about a few things right now. Make sure you plug in to our monthly calendar. What do we have to offer? I'm going to list a few things for you, okay? We have gut health events, Sundays and Wednesdays. Now, who should go to those? You, if you have a potential going, and if you haven't been yet. Your new ambassadors, potentials, you want to learn more and have more confidence in our products, then go and learn. Okay, then we have an income event that's going to be on Monday nights. Basically, the question is this business right for you? Is this business right for your potential? You invite your potentials, your new ambassadors to that, and we're adding something new. Instead of an income event on Thursdays, we're now doing a compensation plan training. How cool is that? Because if you understand our compensation plan, you will be motivated, and that will help you cast the vision for other people. I want to, you can have, I don't care if you have potentials there. You can do that if you really want to. And then I think it's more geared for new ambassadors and for ambassadors in general. But if you have somebody who's savvy about, like have been in businesses elsewhere, their minds will be blown when they see how amazing Plexus is. But compensation plan trainings on Thursday. And you guys, I had to go to these more than once before I truly understood. And then my husband and I, then we sat down and like did the numbers, and wow, that's when we were really sold. Okay, continuing to show up to these power half hours. You guys, how amazing was it to be able to just sit together and work for a little bit? This will help you be motivated for the day. This will help you get your work done. This will help you be creative in your business. And I want to encourage you, like, step up. You can host a party, host your own party. Get together with some other people, share your testimonies in a party. You don't have to just you could just plug in posts to go off over half an hour, but what if you got together with some other people and you did live testimonies? And everybody did like a 2 or 3 minute live testimony, and you invited a bunch of people. Like, what if you did a party that way? That might really grow your business. So consider doing something with other sidelines here. There's a whole bunch of people here there, and I'm sure you're in groups. You're all in our groups, our team pages. Get together and step up and do the party. Okay, where do you need to be on your book tomorrow? I think we decided the next 2 chapters a day. Am I right? Or about 10 pages, something like that.
So we're chapters 1 and 2, right, for this week, I believe.
Was it just this week? Okay.
Or was it 1 through 4? Hold on one second. I know that what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to read a chapter a day. But just do what you can do, you guys. We do not want the book reading, to be a deal breaker for you at all. So we're just going to be going over it. So tomorrow, so September 1st through 4th is chapters 1 and 2. So tomorrow, someone else is going to be leading this power hour, and they're just going to have the book, and they're going to go over what stood out to them or something that they want to bring forward from the book. So it's not like we're going to go line by line or page by page or chapter by chapter. You're just going to see us highlighting, and we might open it up to you guys at some point too. Like, ask one of you guys if anyone wants to share something. So 1 and 2 for this week.
All right, awesome. Okay, so when you come to these power hours, you can expect a few things. You can expect a quick discussion about the book. What that means, if you've read it, fantastic. And if you haven't, that's okay. You can expect some time to either pray over your business or visualize your growth. We're going to spend a few silent minutes doing that. And if you're a person of faith, like, pray over your business. Pray for divine appointments. Sacrifice your business up to God. Plexus is so much more than just health, financially, and body and physical. It is health in the mind. I mean, really, my 16-year-old was literally telling me that yesterday. Do you realize how much you have changed over the last 6 years, Mama? And she was talking about who I am. She was talking about me, like what my soul is made of. That is, I started to say, well, I did do this. I did. She was, Mama, it's plexus. Plexus provided that for you, and she's 100% right. So we'll have some time to do that, and then we will use our time to work together and dig in, sending the messages we need to, doing the posts we need to, setting up for maybe an event you're going to do for your team because you're going to go outside of your comfort zone, whatever it is. All right. All right, I'm going to actually pray over us really, really quick before we end, and then I will push stop, and you guys can keep working if you want, or you can go about your day and come back later if you need to. God, thank you so much for this team, and thank you so much for the opportunity to make such an incredible impact in people's lives and be paid to do so, because that is such a rarity. And Lord, good people do good things with their money, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to bless others in this way, not only in financial ways, but knowing that we are helping people physically, that we are helping people with their even their mental and emotional perspective in life, and just leaving a legacy of this next generation of people who can capture their thoughts to you, and to grow and see failures as not a negative thing, but as just a stepping stone to something that they're trying to achieve. I pray, dear Lord, that you will bless our Power Half Hours this month, that you will bless everyone's business who is striving to be a blessing to others. And Lord, may we come forward every single day, waking up, asking ourselves, who can we bless today? Lord, put people in our path, and may we be faithful to share. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on. We will see you tomorrow.